Welcome! Today we're going to talk about refactoring. And we're going to introduce it by means of an example. So suppose that we're partway through developing a system with some classes a bit like this. So we've got a game class which records data like the number of minutes played in a game and the number of goals scored against the goalie and the number of shots against the goalie. And we've got some getters which can get that information. And then objects of that class are put together into seasons, and so our season class has as private data a list of games, and it has some methods for manipulating that list. And now suppose that we would also like to be able to get some goalie statistics about this particular season. And so we're going to need a class to capture the goalie statistics that should be calculated and returned by that method. And our aim is going to be to implement some class to calculate those goalie statistics from all the games in a season put together. And here are some of the statistics that we would like to be able to calculate. So goals against average is apparently going to be the number of goals scored against a goalie divided by the number of minutes the goalie played for a season multiplied by 60. I suppose this is a standard statistic. I don't know anything about hockey, so you'll have to take the previous person's word for that. Some hockey enthusiast probably wrote this slide in the first place. So that's the formula for that. And the other statistic we're going to want to be able to calculate is the save percentage, which is going to be the total number of saves divided by the total shots on goal. And that's the formula for that. How are we going to do it? Well, it's going to turn out that the design of the existing classes is not ideal for implementing this, and so some changes will have to be made. Let's think about a rough plan. The goalie statistics class, let's say, is also going to have to depend on the season class as well as the other way round. So the goalie statistics is going to know which season it's the goalie statistics for. And we're going to want to have two get methods which can get each of those statistics that we previously described. In order to work out how to implement those things correctly, we're going to use a technique called test-driven development. And in test-driven development, the idea is that you're developing not only the code itself, but also a set of unit tests, which has the task of checking the expected behaviour of the code. And the key thing in test-driven development is that first you implement a test in order to check the expected behaviour, and then you implement that behaviour. So you write a test to begin with that you know will fail, and then you write just enough code to make it pass. And the reason for doing it in this order is because writing the test helps you to clarify precisely what it is that you want to write code to accomplish, and it helps you to split your task up into small chunks. So we're going to use test-driven development to carry out this task. And because we're using test-driven development, we're going to need a goalie statistics test class as well as the goalie statistics class itself. And now there should be a demo.